I'm Chris Duke, and this is Motorz. What's up, everybody? We're back. Due to a gnarly cold that I had, we had a brief delay in production, but now that I'm feeling great, we're ready to get Motorz back on the road. Today I'm going to show you how to do a complete lighting upgrade on a 2008 Ford Mustang GT. We're not only going to upgrade the headlights and the fog lights with HIDs, but we're going to change the taillights to blink sequentially and look badass. AmericanMuscle.com hooked us up with this H13 dual headlight kit, which means it's going to handle both your high and your low beams, as well as an H10 single beam fog light h.i.d. upgrade kit, and the sequential taillight kit, which is just plug and play. Now the cool thing about these h.i.d. kits is they not only come with the h.i.d. bulbs, but all the necessary wiring and harness adapters, and ballasts and relays, and comes in this gangster looking case. Now you don't need a whole lot of tools for this installation. All you need are a couple of flat blade screwdrivers, a socket with an extension, an 11mm deep socket, an 8mm and a 10mm socket, some electrical tape, some cutters, and some zip ties. We're going to start by installing our h.i.d. bulbs and our fog lights. So connect everything together, referring to the wiring diagram that's in the provided installation booklet. Now, there's only two wires that you need to hook up. There's positive and negative. Those connect to the back of the stock wiring harness. Now when you're dealing with the h.i.d. bulb, make sure you don't touch it or get any oil or grease on it. Now to get to the fog lights, we have to remove this plastic cover. There's 6 of these clips that we need to pop up. So pop those all up using a flat blade screwdriver, and then this comes right off. Now once you've removed that plastic cover, you need to get this grill off. In order to do that, there's a couple of tabs on both sides. So grab a couple of flat blade screwdrivers and get in there, because you want to pop those out just like that. Now once you've popped off those black tabs on both sides of the grill, you'll notice that there's 4 more down at the bottom. You don't really need to remove those at this point, because you just need to be able to pull this forward enough to get to that wiring harness right there. Peel back the grill a little bit and remove that stock bulb from the wiring harness. Just press on that tab right there and it comes right out. Now take your h.i.d. bulb, again make sure you don't touch that bulb, and put it back in right where the stock one was. To connect the positive and negative leads from the h.i.d. bulb, you want to plug these right into the stock harness. Now on the back side you'll notice one of them is black, that's going to be the negative, so you want to pair that with this one. And these just snap right in like this. And the blue one is going to go on the other side. Now we didn't get any connectors with this kit, so we're just going to wrap this with some electrical tape. Now what you've got left is a bunch of wiring and your ballast and relay. And we're not going to tie this down yet because there's a spot right over here by the headlight. We're going to do the headlights next, and we're going to be able to snake this over there and tie it down. Now we've upgraded our fog lights with h.i.d. bulbs, we're going to do the same thing for the headlights. Now, just as you did with the fog light wiring, you're going to do the same thing for the headlight. So refer to your wiring diagram in the installation booklet to figure out how this all goes together. It's pretty easy, but you'll notice that one end is longer than the other. This is going to go on the driver's side because this side not only hooks up to the headlight, but it also hooks up to your battery. To start your h.i.d. upgrade process on your headlights, go ahead and route the wiring underneath these radiator brackets right along the front of the radiator and zip tie it down to this OEM harness. The next thing you want to do is remove the stock bulb, and disconnect that, and then connect the stock harness up to the connector that's from the h.i.d. wiring harness. Now you're going to have one of these over on the driver's side because you only need to connect one of these up. Now what you'll do on the driver's side is just cover this with electrical tape because it's not going to be used. But on the passenger side, go ahead and connect it. Next, plug in your bulb into the stock location and then connect your ground wire. And then we're going to want to take this, connect that directly up to the battery. Now repeat the same process for the other side. Now once you've hooked everything up, and before you go ahead and hide all the wiring, fire up your lights to make sure that they work. Man, those things are bright, obviously working really well. So now that we've tested that all out, everything's working just great, we can go ahead and hide all of our wiring. So take your time with this, use a lot of zip ties and keep it away from the engine and the radiator. Once you've done with that, go ahead and snap back on your grill and your radiator cover. We're going to go ahead and do that now, and then we're going to go take a look at those sequential taillights. Our final step in our complete lighting upgrade on our Mustang here is our tail lights. Now what we're going to do is we're going to replace the wiring behind the bulbs with the sequential wiring harness. What that's going to do, it's going to allow these lights to blink sequentially, one after the next. Not only is that going to make it look cool and custom, but it's also going to be safer by giving more attention to your tail lights by drivers that are behind you. So the first thing you want to do is open up your trunk and remove this black plastic panel behind her. It's held on by 6 clips. You want to pop those off. And once you've got all the clips removed, lift up your trunk liner right here. And remove this plastic piece. Now you've got access to these bolts here for your taillights. To remove your taillight, you need to get these nuts off of here. You need to use a deep socket, 11 millimeter. There's 3 of them on each side, obviously. There's one here, one down here, and one up here at the top. So you need to get those off next. Disconnect this wiring harness right here. And then you kind of want to work this grommet out. Once you've done that, you've pushed it through, now you can remove the tail light from back. There it is. Once you've got your tail light removed, put it face down on a soft surface, and you'll notice with our new wiring harness, it's going to be a direct replacement for our OEM wiring harness. There's 3 numbers on these. Number 1 is going to go on the inside, closest to your license plate, and number 3 is going to go on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap all the light bulbs out one by one and put it in the new one. Now snap your new modified taillight back into place and bolt it down a little bit, but not too tight, because you want to test it first and make sure everything's hooked up correctly. If it is, these should blink here, here, and here. That's number 1, 2, and 3. It should be an outward. We reconnected the wiring harness and turned on our hazard lights so we can see what's going on, and it's working properly. The first light that's blinking is on the inside, and it's blinking on to the outside, just the way it should be. So we're going to go ahead and bolt it back down on the inside of the trunk here, and repeat on the other side. We just finished the upgrade on our driver's side taillight, and as you can see with the hazard lights back on, both are blinking sequentially, just like they're supposed to. So go ahead and put your trunk back together, and you're on your way. That does it for this episode of Motorz. For more episodes of Motorz, head on over to www.motorz.tv, and to purchase the aftermarket products you saw us install today, go to www.americanmuscle.com. Just check out our site where we have forums and you can request a free sticker for your ride. We're going to start by screwing up. I'm Michael Knight, and this is Motorz. You know what we are, Jason? Authorized. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We're also going to change the taillights to blink sequentially and look badass. AmericanMuscle.com. And then we're gonna take this whole mess here and snake it around by the headlight and tie it down then. And that ain't no BS. Back in the trunk. Oh, I'm gonna fall out. See, it's a lot easier to get out. Now once we finished all of that, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at those sequential taillights. Where'd my beer go?